Welcome to build week 12. Life's never dull when you own Land Rovers, because this morning Lulu decided she's not going to start, so we've got her battery on charge. It's going to be another slightly slow week this week. Obviously there's New Year in the middle of it, but we do have some things to crack on with to get Purdey ready to go to the UK. Let's see how we get on. As we mentioned last week, there is a little bit of prep work to do on our flaps, and that includes getting the old seal off. And this one, having been cleaned, is just drying out and warming up on the oil-filled rad. And Hattie's here to watch over it. What have we got to say, Hattie? We decided to give this tunnel a bit of love because the repair that had been done on it wasn't great. So we're going to do a better repair, get it sprayed, and then that'll be ready to go back. Mixing up a bit of fiberglass filler to repair the tunnel. On my way out today, I thought I'd pop up to the garage and see how the panels are getting on in the paint shop, understanding that Chris is having trouble keeping his booth warm enough in the cold weather. But I'm pleased to see that they're all in undercoat, and the top coat should be going on, and so we should be able to have them back at the end of the week. Chris has been working on this tunnel while I've been out. The fiberglass has been dried off and been rubbed down, and we're now putting in some fine filler just to tidy it up. Perhaps a bit overkill for a tunnel, but we might as well have it looking nice.
Well, you're not going to put anything over it, right?
No, it's going to be just like that. It would normally have carpet and stuff on, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But we don't need that for a rally car, so we might as well make it look half decent. We're off on a little road trip this morning in Frida to go and get a panel for Purdey that goes sort of behind the dashboard, and it's quite exciting because we used to own a V890 that was called Clarissa, and we sold her to a guy called Jean-Michel, and he has changed her into a left-hand drive car, so he still had Clarissa's right-hand drive panel. So that's what we're going to get, and it's really a nice thing actually for me to have a bit of Clarissa coming with us in Purdey. So a little road trip of about a couple of hours on the last day of 2024. Well, the bright start didn't last, did it? To be doing a little bit of off-roading to finish this journey to find Emmanuel, Jean-Michel's friend. As it turned out, Emmanuel had something very exciting lurking in his shed that he was very keen to show us. And it was properly exciting, trust me. I know to you it probably looks like just another Land Rover, but it was so much more than that. Wow. This is really incredible to be standing here with a 110 that has actually been to Dakar back in the day. It's just overwhelming, really. That's a really good idea. But not rally seats. The bucket seats.
As a bucket, I have a bucket seat, but I need to clean because it's very dirty.
But they've put an actual whole bulkhead in. I don't think I like that.
And on the Land Rover to make Dakar race, I saw this.
So that's for air.
There for air, yes.
Ah, okay.
It come from series roof.
But you'd have to have that because of the bulkhead. The air won't go through.
Yeah, true. And
But you have
the vents.
The vent, but with the dashboard we don't have a vent.
Yeah, I'm gonna have vents.
Because everything it's empty, and they put some aluminium plate and everything on.
This is like your dream barn find, isn't it? It really is.
Yeah.
I kind of wish I'd found it.
It's a part of history.
Yeah, it definitely is. It really is. Wow. This is really interesting with these little vents on the roof, because they've blocked the vents here, which I want to keep open, and put these in instead that just pop up. Gosh, I wish this car could talk. I wish this car could talk. I can't believe I'm standing next to an actual car that went to Dakar back in the day. That's so exciting. So it's been quite an exciting day for the last day of the year. Really wasn't expecting to see an actual Dakar 110. Yeah, just wow. In the back we've got the piece that we actually went for. So we went to see Emmanuel, who's a friend of Jean-Michel's, actually got some super good contacts as well for other things. So all in all, really good day. So hopefully that positivity stays through to 2025. So this is the support, the dashboard support that's come from Clarissa, which we've been to Roy on to collect, but of course our day was about more than that in the end. And while we've been out, there's also been another delivery, carefully packaged by my dad, and transported from Wales by Sue. Thank you, Sue, for bringing this. We'll go and open it now. Okay, first day of 2025. Happy New Year, everyone. Let's hope it's going to be a fantastic year for all of us. Today in Saudi, the competitors are out on their first test, which means that it's exactly a year until we get our first drive on the Saudi sand. So that's kind of a little bit daunting, because as you will have heard in the last video, we have a lot of funds to get in place, and any help with that, please get in touch, because we'd be so grateful. At the moment, until we get the roll cage in, there's lots of things that we sort of can't do, because there's so many unanswered questions about position and so forth. It feels a little bit like building the stuff in the cockpit. It's trying to do a jigsaw where half the pieces are missing and we don't have a picture. Well, that actually is exactly what it's like. And Chris says, and it's dark as well, so we can't actually see. So 2025 stretches ahead of us. We've got so much to get on with, and so I guess we better crack on with it. One of the things that came in the package yesterday were the extra stays that are going to hold this rear tub side in place. So we're just trying to get those in position so everything's lined up.
Put that. What else is there? Okay.
So possibly the best New Year present is a working flap. Look at that. Today we're continuing our series of things you never thought you'd see on a Land Rover build. We've had yoga mats, today we've got Vaseline. Very helpful for putting your flap pins in. And that's been made possible by the panel that we picked up yesterday, which goes into the dashboard, as you can see. And then this is the flap controls fitting in here. So that all seems to work. Checking in with our tunnel, which you might remember had some filler and stuff done on it, so it's just warming up in here for paint now. We need to fit a windscreen in Purdey, but obviously we can't move her. So our lovely local garagist, Monsieur Dubio, agreed to come to the workshop and help us get this screen in, which was quite nerve-wracking actually, because all I kept thinking was, as he's putting quite a lot of pressure on it, that's a great big bit of glass and it could break. Mais c'est difficile parce qu'il n'y a pas de siège non plus. Mais...
Est-ce qu'il s'enfonce? Ouais, doucement.
Don't press too hard.
Faut aller doucement. Faut prendre le temps.
Oh, that was absolutely nerve-wracking, but Purdey has a windscreen, which is quite exciting. We're putting the door hinges on in preparation for the doors coming back from paint. And the door hinges have once again come from our lovely partners at Eurospare. Many different packets, oops, but all Eurospare hinges. So that's another little job done. It was literally freezing this morning. We're heading up to the garage to get the panels. Bit of a tractor roadblock ahead. That's what comes of living in the country. Jackson said, "Don't scratch it."
Don't scratch it.
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea. Because it's not the fact that it doesn't heat up as well, but obviously the metal. Yeah, you've got to get the metal cold. Freezing cold.
Everything's freezing cold.
That's a slight disadvantage. I don't know if it's owned by the Thank you very much. And then go cold
Well
again.
done, Jackson. So we're into 2025 and we're at the end of build week 12, I think we're on 12. Obviously it's been a slow week this week with New Year and stuff. One of the questions that I was asked was, where's the roll cage? The roll cage is coming really soon. So we are planning to be able to take Purdey back to the UK to safety devices at the end of next week. Obviously we need to put the doors and things on that we collected today so that she's ready for travel. Incidentally, another question that I was asked was, what does Purdey mean? Well, it doesn't mean anything, it's her name. We called her Purdey, or Marcella named her Purdey, because that was Joanna Lumley's character in the New Avengers, and you'll remember that Joanna is our patron for this adventure. So that's it for this week. I know it's a short one. As always, we really appreciate you watching the videos, and if you've enjoyed it, please give us a thumbs up below, and if you can, please subscribe. It doesn't cost anything, you just need a Google account and you can subscribe to the channel, and we really appreciate that. Thank you, and we'll see you next week.